Alright, time for the low elo guide to Hecarim. I'm be showing you guys how to play this guy in the most basic way possible. We're gonna stick to just core concepts, you know, consistent, always something you can replicate every single game. That's what I want to do here ideally. Starting off here at 50 seconds, we're gonna recall, place the ward on red buff. I always recommend you to start blue and or top side and clear down. Basically, so either blue here or red here and just clear towards bot side, pretty much always. That is never a bad decision, basically. There are situations where clear towards top will make more sense for the game, but if you don't want to think about it, which the goal here is not to think about that type of stuff, just clear towards bot side and you're good. That's what we're gonna do. For the skills, Hecarim passive basically converts movement speed into attack damage. So if you buy more movements, or if you have more movement speed, you get more attack damage. You don't have to help me, by the way. Looks like he's helping me. Okay. He's now also taking damage from the... No. Ah, okay. Well, it's okay. Yeah, that's basically the passive. The Q has rampage stacks. The more stacks you have, the lower cooldown, more damage you do, basically. It's good. Your W puts a circle around you, as you just saw. It gives resistances and damage done within that circle. Heals you as well. So that is good for sustainability. And then your E is just a charge. It gives movement speed. It scales up on movement speed over time. So you definitely want to try to like use it relatively early and let it charge up. And then it knocks back if you connect with an enemy. So that is the thing. And then your ult is a big thing people need to realize. You need to land the circle to land the fear. Your ult fears and it makes you dash that distance. But you need to land the circle. Otherwise something does not fear. So that is a big thing to remember for sure. I'm gonna drag this all the way out. Make sure we keep our rampage stacks this way. Another point in Q for the clear speed. We're committing to a full clear. And 2 points Q is going to be the fastest way of doing that. Okay, my laners died. That's cool. No problem. Just focus on getting this full clear done. Very important. And yeah, just drag for rampage stacks is like the biggest, most important thing. If you drop your rampage stacks, that's how you lose your clear speed. So we're trying to like drag the camps here, as you can see, to make sure we can get to the next point and to the next point. Okay, that's another laner death. Starting off a bit spicy. Looks like the enemy bot lane is backing. We are finishing our clear, but we'll see. I'm gonna like look at this bot lane angle. I'm gonna smite here for extra clear speed. Diego is running towards top side, I believe, so I might be able to like make a play here real quick. Okay, they're really running this Caitlyn down right now, which is quite bad because it does not allow me for a gank opportunity. So I guess we're just doing Scuttle now. Yeah, it only fears a circle, not the entire line. Exactly. So you want to make sure you connect a circle for the fear. Well, I mean... yeah, I think I might be able to still... like, I still have a little bit of time, potentially, to go for this gank on Lux from the backside. So we're going to try that. Don't use your E too early. We're going to use the E about here. And then we just walk at the Lux and maybe just connect with the Lux. See if she has flash. Leona has no follow-up. Make sure the knock gets stuck. CC'd under turret range there. Yeah, okay. Leona had no follow-up. That sucks. What can you do? Now our time is up, basically. We're just going to have to reset here because this is going to respawn in the next 10 seconds. So we need to... you know, time spent, we have to move on. That is just the way it is. Going Eclipse first item. Just build whatever you can from the Eclipse, basically. If you don't have the free Boots rune, you can go like a different secondary page, basically. Or, I mean, different main page if you want to run Phase Rush as well. I mean, the runes and build are explained at the end regardless. But, yeah, I have the Boots magical footwear, so I can't buy Swifties. But if you are playing without magical footwear, definitely buy Swifties there. On first recall, if you can afford it, of course. Okay, my team's struggling a little bit. It's okay. In these situations, just don't stress it. Like, the main thing we're going to do here is just going to keep up on clear tempo. So, I'm making sure that I recall in time to get back to my camps and I just speed clear everything here. Keep up the clear tempo and everything will be fine. My lanes are a little bit in trouble at the moment, but that's fine. Keep dragging camps here. Like, as you see, I'm trying to drag camps as much as possible to like have movement patterns towards the next camp. This is partially to obviously hold on to my rampage stacks to have more clear speed that way, but also just to save time in general. Good. Keep moving. Sivir is 1 HP. We are finishing our clear here and we might be able to look for a kill on Caitlyn. Just a good clear pattern here. I'll smite just for a little bit more clear speed to make it towards a bot lane play potentially, because it's looking a little spicy. I can win this, but my Leona is going to have to go in if we want to win this. We'll see if she does. Lost my rampage stacks there. She does hit the engage. I do get rooted. We're gonna ghost because this is gonna give me speed plus damage because of her passive, right? Okay, she kind of just walked into that one. So going into a fight, if it's gonna be a real fight, clicking ghost for damage is also a thing because it converts damage that way. It's gonna push the wave out in this point because the ADC is dead and the wave is already pushing. So in a state like that, you want to shove. She didn't go for the mark. Okay. You want to just shove the wave as fast as you can. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And then we're just going to... Like, our time is basically up again. So we want to go back to our camps, respawning on top side. We spend our time. It is what it is. We move on. Don't stick around for things too much. You don't have to wait for your entire mana bar either, because in the jungle we have very high mana regeneration. So we're just going to back to the blue, and then the Gromp will respawn with the blue, basically. Trying to make some plays happen here and there. Just pick up a kill or two. Most importantly, though, we're keeping our clear tempo up. We are going to check the Voidgrubs. We are going to do this while dragging the blue buff, because we want to get rampage stacks going as we move in. Viego's going for the mid play. I think I'm probably good to go Voidgrubs with that. Because I think he's just going to permanently tunnel vision mid, and I could just send this real quick. Okay, I'm only going to have one smite, so I'm going to have to smite the very last one. I've just leveled up from I don't even know what. Oh, the plant maybe. Let me just quickly smite this one. We're going to stall the last grub out entirely, and we're just going to keep our rampage stacks on the scuttle. Okay, we might be having some problems with some rotations here. We have to focus the Viego, by the way. And that works. So I think the Viego target focus would have been slightly better, but it's okay. The biggest thing there is I just try to keep my rampage stacks up throughout the entire thing, because then if a fight happens, I can have that rampage stack or those rampage stacks, and I can actually like have the additional damage output and fight potential. Now our time is definitely up. We did the Voidgrubs, we played that fight and everything. Our camps are up. We have to go clear them. So that's my default now. We're not doing anything but our camps until we finish those, because the clear speed needs to be there. Just has to be there. Keep doing this, and always trying to drag the blue in at the end there. I'm dragging my camps, making them die to Q damage before they reset, to ideally get the clear speed increase off of it. And we can also E between camps, starting to do that now as well, just to save as much time as possible. Dragging the camp again. You want to try to get into this habit of dragging these camps this way. I think I may have done that one hit too early, perhaps. Oh, we're good. Because this is going to save you a tremendous amount of time on the map. Especially like Eing between camps, keeping your rampage stacks, dragging camps. This is a very big core part of having high tempo here. And having that down, if you can do this correctly, it makes a big difference on Hecarim. A big, big difference. On any jungler, really, but yeah. Especially on a champion that needs to like hold stacks between camps for clear speed and stuff like that, right? Oh. Pretty spicy. I'm just gonna fight him, I think. A W here. Ah, it's a good flash, actually. I was trying to hit both of them with the R there. Make some, create some distance here. Whoa. Brother. Oh, that... Okay, the Ignite gave vision. You're kidding. They had every single summoner, didn't they? Ah, it's okay, though. Like, I did not win the play there. That's fine. My team might actually clean up and be fine here, maybe. I think they might. That's pretty decent. But I did not necessarily win the play, but at the same time, I also didn't lose anything, because I cleared my entire jungle before I went for that play, right? So now, I went for a play after my camps were down. Whatever the outcome of that play is, it doesn't really matter. My team ended up cleaning it up because they used every single cooldown for me, which is fair. So now I can just look for my camps to respawn soon again, but I also might be able to look for quickly, because my camps are still down right now. We want to quickly look to see if his topside camps are actually here, which they are, because he was like bot lane reacting to that fight position, right? We want to quickly take a look, because there's nothing else to do. I might as well check, since he was recently bot, to see if his topside camps are up. In this case, they are, so we are going to take that. So just a recent play bot lane happened, and then we just kind of want to transition that play right away if we possibly can. I think I just fight him here. I have an entire item, he doesn't, so... And he lives on 1 HP again. No problem. We took 2 of his camps here, and our camps are respawning once again, so... As I said earlier, we're keeping tempo. We see a top lane player real quick. I think he might be very dead here already, but... Alright. Walk with the Gnar here. That's good enough for me. Gonna take the wave real quick now, because might as well. Shove that out. It's gonna push. We're just gonna go back to our camp tempo now, because every single one of my camps is gonna respawn once again. I do have the 30 seconds on grubs that I have to keep in mind in this position, so I can't just full clear here, because I kind of want to get those. So looking at like objective timer here, I do want to play for that, which means I can clear my 2 topside camps and make it. So that is probably what I'm going to look for now instead of a full clear. Because I kind of want that objective, right? And it should have some decent priority here probably. Mid lane is just hard pushing this out. My top lane is going to come back with TP as well. I think it's fine in there. Good. At least to spawn and instantly just do him. Keeping our rampage stacks up. He does dragon, that's cool. No problem, we're trading. Very happy to trade. It's all good. You can trade grubs for dragon, it's completely fine. So now here, we could go for bot side camps, but we see the Gnar push out, right? So we can probably just run up. Okay, he backs off, that's fine, we just recall. Because running with 1500 gold, I can run out of base. Does he stick around here? I guess he does. Is my Gwen gonna walk forward, push him back? That doesn't work against the Hecarim. Built ahead of him there, like with this, so I can actually fear him towards my Gwen, and she should hopefully kill him here. Good kill. Works for me. Now here, something to note. I mean, they already got first turret, so taking this is not that important to me. But his topside camps just respawned, so I'm actually gonna go take those right now. Instead of like doing anything else, I want to try to retake respawn camps from him. If I know this information, he's here. Fine. 1 camp is good enough then. If this was first turret still, like defeats the strength turret, we can definitely hard force the turret instead, but I don't have to concern myself with it too much because it's not, right? Again, we're not going to run all the way across the map down there to make a play. That's not happening. This enemy team is very squishy, so we're going to go Spear of Shojin here. If the enemy team is tanky, you go Cleaver second. If they're not tanky, you go Shojin second. Okay. And my Gromp and my topside is respawning, by the way. And I think he took my bot side camps. Which, I mean, this based on like pure information, I'm going topside camps. And yeah. If you're wondering why I'm running topside instead of bot side there, because of the respawns on them. And I wasn't sure if my bot side camps were even going to be up at this point, because I did just commit to quite a hefty top lane play. Right, so that's like a thing to think about there. Obviously, I want to contest my red buff, but this way I can just clear these camps and, yeah, get camps I know are going to be up. I can just engage this, actually. Just go. Brother, do I have the ghost for this? No, surely not. Okay, she turned around. This might have cost me my red buff at this point. We're just going to push up mid wave real quick. Just got a nice free wave. Control ward here. I think that there's a chance for that mid lane kill. I lost my red buff, so I'm just gonna check real quick in this direction. Because my camps are basically down now, right? So I can just maybe look like bot side that's warded. That's a good flash. It's not ideal for me. I'm gonna have to run. Okay. Come on, please get my Q back. There we go. Perfect. Just go for the low HP targets first. Quiana probably dies to Zyra, otherwise I just kill her. It's fine. She does die to Zyra. Cool. So I use Ghost and E there and just make like a big loop to try to avoid a bunch of damage from Caitlyn and just straight charge at her there. Just play it like relatively slow type of angle, and then we can make that work. Kind of have to just wait for cooldowns and stuff to make that a thing. Really trying to use like Hecarim's movement speed to your advantage is a big factor of like playing this champion, like mobility movement wise. We're gonna take a recall here. This thing just spawned. I kind of do want to play for the objective. However, I do have a lot of money. I can buy my item, and as soon as you can like purchase items like this, you definitely want to try to look for recalls. They're very heavy on it, so we're just gonna go for the Death's Dance next item. You're basically kind of looking at like Death's Dance Maul, right? And in this case, Death's Dance makes a lot of sense. They have very heavy AD on their side, practically full AD at that point, and yeah. 30 seconds on Dragon. My topside camps are gonna spawn for a second, so I'm just gonna clear that for now. Can look for Dragon, could look for Rift Herald, some stuff to look for. I feel like there's gonna be more of a bot fight, and I don't prioritize Rift Herald that much. I think I'd rather just run bot lane here towards Dragon and stuff. I think my team has just actually won the fight. Caitlyn can't run out that way. She's gonna have to run out. Oh, she does run out that way. Very interesting. Just gonna rocket her with E. Use your E relatively early there, because that way you can catch the distance, right? Just a good kill. Sweep, get the wards. I think at this point, Viego probably just Rift Heralds. I don't have enough time to get the wards. So we're just gonna do Dragon. I'm not gonna use my W right here because I actually want to have like, if there is a fight gonna go like that's gonna go on, I want to have as many cooldowns ready for that fight as I possibly can, and I can easily clear this with my Q spam. So I just want to be ready for it. See if the Gromp's here. I'm charging like just enough, like just ahead enough to the point where I can get to to my goal with enough stacks. Okay. Right there, it's important to hold your R until they create space away from you. That's a very big Hecarim fight mechanic. Don't instantly ult in melee range to try to get a fear off or whatever. You always want to try to ult after they create space against you. So after they flash away, after they create some distance, because then that way, that's how you bridge the distance very, very consistently and easily. So right there, that's exactly what I did. Like, I don't ult there until I need to ult after. Obviously, you can ult. The situation you would ult that is if the enemy is like... how should I... Like, if there's like a very threatening fight scenario for you. If you're like about to die to something, or like getting 3v1'd or whatever, you have to get the fear off at that point. Then yeah, sure, right? You have to. It is what it is. You have to cast it. But in any other case, if I don't have to ult, I really would try not to ult. So unless I'm about to die and I need the extra fear duration for extra damage output, I won't ult until I have to chase them out to secure my kills more effectively. Okay, big fight on top side happening here. I don't think I ever make this, realistically. I'm just going to shove mid. That fight's already over before I reach the position, so I'd be in like a 1v5 scenario or whatever. So we're just going to shove mid wave. We might be able to push for turret here. Zyra's also pushing bot wave. Ooh, that's actually pretty spicy, that jump over the wall there. Go for his bot side camps, I guess. Right here, we're just going to stall this. We're just going to hit it with a Q. We're going to stall. We're going to wait for our E cooldown. We're going to not lose our rampage stacks. And we're just going to charge at this Lux. You have got to be trolling me. Alright, fine. I have to ult there. It's fine. 2 plants, eh? I see how it is. Just run at this Caitlyn real quick. Smite. Cancel her recall. Use your Ghost from a distance there to ramp up the speed. Just do a little bit of a chair dance around her traps and you're good. The Lux actually barely managed to live there with double plant explosions. It's not ideal for me, but oh, she is still bot side. Okay, Lux, you didn't recall, really? Alright then. She gonna die to the cannon minion. I'll smite you like a cannon minion. That's good. All good, all good. Now here it's important to note, I have my item again, so I really just want to make sure I purchase my item spikes as consistently as I can. I could like the look play forward for these two things, but just getting into the habit of buying your items is just quite important. So let's just do that here, and we move back forward. Let's go for the red buff here. And then we're gonna just stack that up. Let's stack my rampage stacks up here potentially, and then we might be able to participate in this fight after I pick up the red buff. But I'm really trying to like always prep my rampage stacks on camps if I can, going into plays. Because it's gonna make plays much easier to go for. If you have to stack up your rampage stacks in the fight, that kind of sucks. So instead of like going straight for anything here, we're just gonna do this now, extend, and maybe catch a Caitlyn walk in here. There it is. She's dead. Ult after the distance, kill him as well. Like, she created space on me, so... Whoa, okay, this might be a bit of a problem, actually. I think I'm probably dead. Unless Zyra ults here, but I don't think she has it. Nope. That's a little overzealous. If I had some follow-up there, then yeah, maybe. But I did not, so it's okay. I think my team still cleans up. The big thing as to why that plays, like why I went for the play, why my thought process was why I should engage this still, even though it was a tiny bit overzealous on my part, is because of Gwen's top push situation. We saw our top laner push very hefty on top, right? I just killed the support and ADC by prepping my rampage stacks and running at them basically. And then afterwards, if I don't let them recall, which was my main goal, not dying obviously because I slightly overcommitted, but I wanted to just like stop recalls, get the fight to extend so my Gwen actually gets to push the top wave in, and we were able to pick up a top inhib. Now, did I slightly overcommit? Well, yes, I did, but that is the thought process, and the goal there is to try to extend the fight so my top laner can have a good shove going, because nobody got the recall in that situation, right? If any of them recalled there, like Narv, like any of those three at that point recalled, I would not have died, and I probably would have swiped the fight. But that's like the big thing that I did there. Now, I did slightly overcommit and died for it, but... you know. So I was gonna throw a Q, but didn't. Not gonna like look to engage a fight, really. I'm just gonna chill here for a second. I know they're doing this, but they currently don't have vision over me. So I can kind of like chill a little bit and see if there's like an opportunity. My team can just keep hitting it. They have good damage on this. We're gonna finish it off. Obviously hit all these plants. These are important. I honestly value these plants more than going for kills right now and losing the plants afterwards. So we're going to quickly finish the plants first of all, because these things are pretty damn valuable. And then we're going to look for a fight. We're going to press Ghost, and now we ult here because I can follow the Gnar and hit the Caitlyn with the Fear at the same time. Chase the Caitlyn, do a chair dance around her traps again. Go to the next guy. Kill him as well. There we go. Really committing to picking up the plants from that Alucon is very strong. Like, those plants do a lot for your team. Give a lot of XP and value. Because, like, yeah. You've gained 1100 XP and 28 adaptive force from these plants right now. That's pretty cracked. Those plants are pretty OP. Okay, here, what we want to look for is obviously our next item spike. This is going to run me 1450. My Sivir is still dead for 9 more seconds, and ideally if you're playing on the map, you want to play with your team on the map as they respawn. So I can easily take one more camp and line myself up with Sivir running out of base, basically. So I'm going to take a little bit more time here to purchase this, and then we can move out of base with the Sivir. Now the intention here is definitely looking at like a Baron objective, so having a control ward for the extra slot here is definitely not bad. But as you see, my timer is out of base, is the same as Sivir. So I am running with my team out of base. If my Sivir would have been up earlier, going for that last little camp there when I didn't need the money would not have been worth it. So that is definitely something to think about if you can. Because you kind of want to be on the map with your team a little bit. Stack my rampage stacks up a bit before I go in, and then we just move. That's good. It's one. Close the distance with ult there. Chase with E. Okay, that's just a Quiana R, fair play. Keep my rampage stacks on the minion wave and see if I can transition that into bot lane perhaps. Already a kill, no problem. Now I can look for Baron here. However, my team is definitely just going for push, and we should have a push on the turret because they have 2 deaths. That's fine. We're going to stack our rampage stacks back on the minion wave. Zyra is pushing bot wave as well, so we're kind of looking at like her getting the wave in there, waiting for it basically. Okay, I should be a little bit more careful than I am currently being. My Gwen is recalling my Zyra, just recalled my ults on cooldown. Playing for anything here is just a little bit much. If I want to fight, then stacking my rampage charges right now is pretty important. Does he have Gnar ult? Just like not fully committing to stuff. We're just gonna wait for Zyra to get here and we just ult into that. So we had land a 3-man ultimate there, and then my Zyra is in range and it should be fine. Just like stalling for like a good fight purpose. Like I can stack my ult together. That's when you want to kind of lead the ult and stuff, right? Close distance, stack the ult together and wait for the Zyra to reach the position. Now I am completely out of mana here, so I do have to leave now. Because I have nothing left. And we're just going to leave, get the blue real quick. I don't think Zyra gets to push the rest of this here. But I also can't help her. Like being so much out, it's like so far out of mana there just makes it like impossible. I think at this point, the easiest thing to do, I mean, we can probably just go for the end, but we could just Baron into an end because they get swarmed with Baron minions and it's over at that point. I just finished, like, let's say right now, for some reason, somehow we lose the fight and the enemy team gets to retaliate into a Baron. They're going to be able to defend pretty easily. So that's why we don't want to do that. So we're just going to finish the Baron off right now and just like have a chill time with it. Do the Baron. Let's hope my Gwen actually starts hitting Baron. Got that control ward for the Baron here. I'm going to fight the Viego real quick so it's never a 50-50 smite. Just force that guy out of the pit. We're going to have to ghost here though. Get back to the pit because Lux is making some plays. Viego has no way of getting in here anymore because he used everything to get away from me. There, he missed it. He eventually apparently still had flash there at the end. It is okay. But we stopped hitting Baron and he can't just kill it like that. So me trying to contest him for a kill first to make sure it's not a 50-50. And then just going for the fight, leaving the Baron above the smiteable HP. Doesn't make it that he can't do it. It makes it so he can't do anything, right? So I'm not flipping a 50-50. If you're insecure about your smite especially, don't flip the 50-50. Not worth it. Just always try to fight the jungler if you can. Try to get your team to fight the jungler if possible. Just gonna end the game here. Beautiful. There you go. That was it for Hecarim. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit the like button below as well as the subscribe button. And make sure to follow on Twitch as well, as these are streamed live. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. Okay, so for the endgame stats for this one, I ended up doing a 40.2k damage, which is a very, very good amount of damage. True damage at 1500, objective damage at 45.5k. Healing done at 28.7, damage taken at another 40k as well. Self-mitigated at 57k. We took a lot of damage here, like practically 100,000 damage taken. Gold earned at 16.7. And then for the build for the runes, we have Conqueror as your main rune here. This is the one I recommend the most, really. You can also run Phase Rush, of course, but generally speaking, if you use your ult correctly and you use your ghost correctly, and as well with the Swifties these days being so strong, especially if the win defeats the strength, like there's enough movement speed there to the point where most of the time the Phase Rush is nah, you know. But you can go for it. If the enemy is super high mobility, Phase Rush will hold very good value. Absolutely does. But if you use the other, like if you use your kit correctly, you can definitely just always go Conquer and get the adaptive damage, and it's very, very strong. Go with that Triumph in gold. We have Haste for the ability, has Last Stand for extra damage in closer fights. You can also take Coup de Grace if you'd like, or Cut Down. This will generally do more damage, like if you're just only looking at this number. However, because this thing kicks in when you're below a certain percentage of HP, this damage is more relevant because it's extra damage in closer fights. And then we have the magical for the free boots and the Cosmic Insight as well. You can also go for like Conditioning and Revitalize, for example, as your secondary option here. That is a choice you could go for as well. You can also go for Celerity and Water Walking, even if you'd like. You know, you have some choices. I really just like the free boots and the Cosmic Insight because this reduces my Ghost cooldown, which I find quite valuable, and it also reduces my Eclipse cooldown plus my cooldown on my Maw. So it does add up quite a bit, the value on this rune here. Also, smite cooldown also counts. And obviously the boots give you a straight flat up movement speed increase, and you don't have to concern yourself with buying them, so you can just rush a bunch of damage. If you're not building the magical footwear, you should always purchase Swifties on your first recall, basically, for 1,000 gold. For the build, you're pretty much just looking at Eclipse first item. Just in general, go Eclipse first item. Again, if you are not building magical footwear as your secondary tree, Swifties first into Eclipse. And then after that, go either Spear of Shojin or Black Cleaver, depending on if the enemy team is tanky or not. If you need the armor penetration, go Cleaver. If you don't, go Shojin. And just go for Death's Dance, Maw, whatever you need. Like, if you can also do this slightly differently. You can go like Death's Dance, as like you want Death's Dance. That's happening in most, like 99% of games, unless they have no physical damage, which is extremely rare. But Maw can be replaced. You can also go like Death's Dance into Sterax, or into Sterax and then Spirit Visage here. It's a very good purchase. Or you can go, if your team is very heavy AP damage on your side, instead of going Spirit Visage, you can also go Abyssal Mask if no one on your team has purchased it. But if you have like if you're playing Hecarim, you have like 3 allies who all do magical damage, you want to have Abyssal Mask here, because that's just the 12% damage increase per target on your team, and that's a lot of damage. So if no one's built it, then that should be your magic resist item over Maw. But obviously, like selfish-wise, damage-wise, Maw is good. So if you are snowballing, your team is struggling, Maw is great, for example. But if your team is doing really well and you are struggling more, like an Abyssal Mask can definitely help you. Or if your team is doing well and you are doing well, Abyssal Mask can still help you if they need the magic damage amplification. It is a solid magic resist item, basically. So just keep that one in mind. But if you're purely playing selfish, you're looking at like either Death's Dance, Maw, and then you can go like +1 hero. I usually end up going Jaksho here as the last item, because it gives me a ton more resistances, and the Eclipse shield gives you a ton of like shielding potential. You get the Maw shield, you get the Death's Dance healing, you get your W healing. There's a lot to survive there, so a Jaksho last item here is very, very strong. But you can also go for like a form of Death's Dance into Sterax, into Spirit Visage as well, because then you have the Spirit Visage as your magic resist item, and you can go like Sterax for like additional tenacity and a shield and everything for survivability there as well. It's kind of like 1 or 2 ways to go. If I'm gonna just recommend like one solid clear path, you could just keep in mind, don't think about anything else. You go Eclipse, Swifties into Spear of Shojin or Cleaver. You're gonna have to vary this still, depending on if they're tanky or not. And then you just go Death's Dance, Maw into Jaksho. Every single game, it'll be fine. And that is it for Hecarim. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, miss the like button below. Be sure to subscribe and follow over on Twitch, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye.